What's up, y'all? These are the top 10 mistakes that people make when forming their LLCs. My name is Saluto Uba, and I'm a business lawyer that has formed companies for entrepreneurs all across the country. And these are the top 10 mistakes and how you can avoid them. Number one is not having an operating agreement and other important internal documents. Now, I teach my clients all the time, just having that piece of paper from the Secretary of State's office is not what gives you that peace of mind and that confidence that your business is set up the right way. You want to have your internal documents that lay out the protections, lay out the rules and regulations of your company. The most important one is the operating agreement. And so making sure that you have someone drafting that for your business and customizing it to your specific needs is very, very, very crucial in order for you to have your proper business set up. Number two, the next mistake that people make is not doing proper research when naming their company. In any given state, only one company can have one name. You cannot have multiple LLCs with the exact same name. So when you're doing your research and when you're going to form your company, it's very important that you do name research to make sure that your name that you've been thinking about and dreaming of and that you just took 10 days to create and come up with, you got to make sure that that name is actually available. Otherwise, your Secretary of State will reject and deny your LLC application. The next mistake that people make is not having an EIN or trying to use a previously formed EIN. Now, your EIN stands for Employer Identification Number, and it's pretty much the social security number of your business. You're gonna need it for all your official documents. You're gonna need it to open up a business bank account. You're gonna need it for business credit and all that good stuff. So when you form an LLC, it's important to understand that you have to form a new EIN. So you can't use one that you previously had from another business or that you use for yourself personally as a sole proprietorship. You have to form a new EIN and you have to register that with your new LLC. Now, this next mistake is a crucial one that will pretty much make your LLC obsolete, and that's signing documents under your personal name and not in the name of the LLC. So this happens all the time. You would be surprised by how much we see it, but people will form an LLC, they'll have an attorney help them, they'll get it set up legit, but when they enter into documents and contracts and agreements, they'll sign in their personal name. If you do not sign under the name of the LLC and communicating that the LLC is the entity that's entering into a contract or entering into an agreement or signing on a document, then the LLC is not going to protect you. If you sign in your personal name, then you're personally going to be on the hook. It sounds very basic and it's very easy to avoid, but you must make sure that you sign under the name of the LLC and not in your personal name. This next mistake is a killer and we see it happen all the time, and it's co-mingling funds. So part of your LLC protection, it's very important to understand, part of your protection is the fact that you, the person, and your business are two separate things. So if you take money from the business and you mix it with your personal money, that's called co-mingling funds. And that's one very surefire way to show that you're not treating your business like a legitimate business. You're not treating it like a separate entity. You're co-mingling funds and you're using those business funds for personal reasons. So that's going to destroy your business protection. Huge red flag. You do not want to co-mingle funds, so don't even do it from the beginning. The next mistake that we see people make is having an improper tax designation. Now, what does this mean? So as an LLC, if you're a single member LLC, by default, you're set up for taxes as a sole proprietorship. If you're a multi-member LLC, by default, you're set up for taxes as a partnership. But whether or not you should remain in that designation is a conversation that you need to have with your CPA and also loop your attorney into that so they know how to structure your entity the right way. But oftentimes, we'll see people say as a sole proprietorship when they should have changed to an S corporation. Or on the flip side of that, we'll see people that watch a lot of YouTube videos or listen to gurus and think that they need to be an S Corp when really they're not even making enough money for that to make sense. Or we'll have situations where people will start as a C corporation and get taxed as a C Corp and they're getting double taxed without the proper reasoning and proper strategy behind that. So whatever you do, you need to make sure that when you're getting the legal part of your business set up properly with the proper LLC, you also need to make sure that the tax designation is also established the right way. Now, one mistake that we see that makes your life as an LLC owner very inconvenient is not making the proper distinction between a member managed and a manager managed LLC. Now, the big difference between the two is that if you're manager managed, then whoever you decide in the LLC is the manager, they're authorized to make official decisions on behalf of the business. They can enter into agreements on behalf of the business. They can set up business bank accounts. They can do other things that are just necessary to run the business. So it's very convenient to have people appointed as managers if that's how your LLC is structured. But on the flip side, if you're a member managed LLC, then all the members must be in agreement and they have to sign off on different contracts and documents for them to be properly enforceable. You have many banks that are going to require all the members to be there and to sign off on setting up a bank account. If you're doing real estate, all the members are going to have to sign off on just the different pieces of documentation and processes during real estate transaction. And so if you're cool with that, then that can be fine. But we've had many clients where it's become very cumbersome, where one member is on one part of town or another member is on the other part of town, or some instances where members are in different cities or different states. It becomes very difficult to do business if you don't set that up the right way. So the next mistake that we see people make, we just kind of talked about it, setting up a business bank account. So if you are establishing an LLC, if you're forming an LLC and you're doing business, you must have a business bank account. The LLC is there to protect your personal assets and to show a distinction between you, the person, and the business. So if you don't have a business bank account where all the business funds and the business money goes into, then what distinction is there? You're gonna have a hard time telling the court and letting a judge understand that you have a proper business setup if you have no business bank account and you're ultimately co-mingling funds. So setting up a business bank account, it sounds simple, but it is a must, and you gotta do it in order to keep that business protection. Now, the next mistake is something that we see a lot of people do, and it's really to their detriment from a marketing standpoint and a branding standpoint, and that is not having a proper DBA utilized. So what do I mean? When you set up an LLC, technically you need to be marketing or advertising your business under the name of the LLC. But just because we set up an LLC with a certain name doesn't necessarily mean that it's the most marketable, sexy, attractive name that you want to display for your business. So the solution to that is to utilize a DBA. DBA stands for doing business as, and what it is an assumed name or a trade name that you can market your business under, while you might have a longer or bigger or more drawn out or less attractive name for your LLC. So utilize DBAs the right way, register them with your state, and then that ensures that you can market your business and you can use your attractive name to pull in the most customers and do the most business. And now lastly, the last mistake we want to talk about is not having a business bank account that is adequately capitalized. What does this mean? Like we said, the whole purpose of the LLC is to protect your personal assets. But what we see sometimes is when people have businesses, they'll make a lot of money and they'll have a business bank account set up and they'll transfer all the money into the business bank account when they're doing business, but then they'll pull all of that money out and put it into their personal account. And the reason they do that is because they don't want any money to be in the business account in case of a lawsuit. So they think if somebody sues me and I don't have any money in my account, then I'm safe. Not so fast. A court will look at the way that your business bank account is funded or capitalized, and they'll use that to make an evaluation of whether or not you're running your business properly, or whether you might be fraudulently taking out money so you don't actually have to have a legit business. So if you have a business that needs $2,000 every month to run its affairs and to pay its bills, but your business bank account doesn't even have $2,000, a court is going to ask, is this a legit business? Or are you just using this business as an extension of yourself personally? So this is a kind of a confusing concept that a lot of people get tripped up over, but make sure that your business bank account is adequately capitalized. Or in other words, make sure that you have enough money in your business bank account to take care of your regular business affairs. So that's been a quick list of 10 mistakes that LLC owners make when they're starting their businesses. Hopefully you don't have to make those mistakes, but if you're looking for a little bit of help, if you need a helping hand to walk you through the business and make sure that you don't have to deal with any of these mistakes or any of these headaches, please feel free to hit the link in the description. Reach out to the UBA Law Group. We would be more than happy to help you. We do this for clients all the time, and we give you that confidence and that peace of mind that your business is set up the right way so you can go ahead and crush it in whatever industry you're in. So until next time, keep on grinding, keep on hustling, and we'll catch you in the next video.